Hey, everyone doing today? It's a Tuesday. We're on the We the People of Washington daily live stream. How are you, Tony?
I am good. I am good. I'm excited for Tuesday. So,
Are you having tacos?
no, we are actually having tuna steaks, and Glenn actually found organic corn on the cob yesterday.
Okay.
So it's a rare treat.
Yeah,
It's
so it's
very hard to find.
Tuna Tuesday in the Kelly household.
Tuna Tuesday might just make that a thing. Yeah. No, yeah, good day. It's a good day. All good things. I had actually had a really awesome phone call today with somebody who is going to. He's got. I don't understand it all, right? And I haven't even told you about this, so I'm kind of throwing this at you because it just popped in
No,
my
this is
head.
great.
But he has this way of. He knows how it works for canvassing, right? And let me show you this. This was really neat. He actually has made a map of the different districts and stuff, or the different areas. So like he's in the Bronx, okay, because
New York.
he's in New York. And so he's specifically focused on the Bronx. And so
Okay.
here's the Bronx here, right? So what he did was he took all of the different houses, and you can see, so like there's a lot of people. I think I was talking to Christina yesterday or the day before, and she said that 45% of New York lives within like the New York City area, right? 45%. So that's where most of their population is. So anyway, so he has this map like totally dialed in. So, a lot of door knocking has to happen doing this, right? Boots on the ground. And like here's a huge complex. And so he has this so that there's darn it, I can't remember how to get into it. Anyway, he's still teaching me, but he's going to do this for Washington State for us.
Nice.
There's a lot of information on here about people voting, and they have a lot more access in different ways there, right?
Hmm.
So they actually register at like who you want to vote for as a party. We don't do that here.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting because we can get voter data, but I don't understand how you break it down between Democrat, Republican, Independent, right? But he does. And so that's an exciting tool to have, because those things for large campaigns, like the Democrats use this program that I can't think of what it's called, but it is exclusive to them. They will not, they do not allow other people to use it. Whoever developed this program will not let other parties use it. And a lot of this stuff is solely for large, like Republican, Democrat. I don't know what I'm trying to say. So we don't get access to it because we're independent, essentially. And so he can help us develop all these things. And so that's really cool. And then he's also going to help with the website. And I told him that what we would really like to do is like maybe what we can do is dial in one of our websites and then the candidate site, like we've discussed, and he can help us with that, making it dynamic, making it so that people are going to want to come and check it out. And I want to put polls on there for what do people actually care about. Here's what we think is important, but you live in the area. So what is actually important to you? Because we want to know so that we can actually, what were you talking about yesterday, right? Like what's important to you. And here's the votes I'm going to be taking. Like what do you want to see from me? And so that we are answering directly to the people. That was you, right? That brought that up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think it's fantastic. Wonderful idea. Okay, not tonight. Anyway, um, just just
Not
really
tonight,
cool
honey.
stuff. What's that?
Nothing.
Sorry. We asked Renee if she was interested in coming on. She's running over in New York for District 45 and for assembly person, which is equivalent to our representative here for House. And anyway, I was reading her message.
Yes. So if anyone else would like to come on the show, we can bring people on at any time.
Yeah.
So to talk about, issues that matter to you and your community. Um, I'm looking to have a couple of candidates, actually elected representatives from We the People in Pennsylvania on next week. So,
That's going to be awesome. I can't wait to watch those.
yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be really neat to have that. And Renee's really got a good thing going. We really think that she's going to be a force there to an unstoppable little train she is. And then they've got like 4 or 5 other people who are also planning to run. And so Christina right now is in talks with them about running to make sure that they fit the party and all of that kind of stuff. So lots of exciting things happening. Lots of them.
Yeah. So, let's talk about what it means to fit the party, fit We the People, right? So it's not necessarily pushing your ideology forward,
Right.
it's representing your constituents and making sure that when you go to vote for something, you are polling your constituents ahead of time, which is what I love about this, right? There is no ideology behind it, and you ask your constituents how they would vote and
Right.
why, and you have a communication dialogue with them, which is something that politicians nowadays don't have. There was one politician, Justin Amash, he was in Congress, and he would post lengthy reasons why he was going to vote yes or going to vote no on whatever bill it was. And he would give that out to his constituents so, they understood where he came from.
Right.
Now, he didn't poll his constituents, which is what we're going to do. So, this is truly representative government.
Right.
Whereas all of these politicians pretend that we live in a representative government, but they don't actually represent the people in their districts or cities or counties or whatever.
Right. They're doing what their idea of what is good for us is,
Yep.
as opposed to what we want as a public.
Yeah, so I look at it like this. They're taking their election as a mandate to push their agenda forward. However, if we actually look at the numbers, and if you have 39% of the voter base that show up for the election, just like we had in Washington last year,
Yep.
39% of the people registered to vote. And there's only, 75% of Washingtonians even registered. So of the 75% that are registered, only 39% of those showed up, which means there's about 25% of the population that just decided on who's getting elected. So it's not a majority, and it's not representative of even, the majority of the people that live there.
Right. Right. And, people are going to come out for the 2026 because they make a big deal about it. Why don't they make a big deal about the other ones? Like 2027 is going to be a big election year. There's a lot of things I see in my county that are eligible to be voted on. And there's some seats that are completely empty right now in my county. And those need to be resolved, right? But that, the odd year elections are actually where we can make a lot of difference within our actual communities, right?
Yep.
So the 2026 is a big one. I still go back and forth about, just putting my name on the ballot for legislator. But I'm just not convinced I'm not convinced. I feel like we need to have an army of people there as opposed to one. I mean, like one shows it's possible, right?
Yeah.
One shows it's possible and that there's things that can happen. But like to get anything actually accomplished, do you think one person can do it?
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. So if you were to get elected, Tony, it would cause a tidal wave of support for We the People all across the country.
True.
So I was just talking to a guy named Ty Gavin. He's running for Assembly District 21 in Nevada, and he's running, against a Democrat. It's going to be him and a Democrat running for this position. The reason why I moved to Pacific County was because of a gentleman named Dan Driscoll. He was running against an independent and a Democrat. He made it through top two. So in the general election, it was him versus a Democrat incumbent. He lost, but he got 48.6% of the vote. So he almost won. It was very close, right? If he would have won, he would have been the highest elected libertarian in the entire country at the county level, right? So this is a thing. I don't know what the election is going to look like where you live in your district. If there's going to be a Democrat challenging the Republican, we can actually take a look and see
If
historically.
anybody's filed.
Yeah, historically, you live in the second, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we could take a look. Because when Stephen Nielsen ran for that district, there was an independent and a Republican. Stephen beat out the independent, and he went into the general against the Republican and got like 36% of the vote, right? But this was his first time running. This was my first time as a state chair, working with campaigns. Like it, it was a learning experience.
Right.
So
Yeah. Well, I it's more like, do I have time? With everything else, do I have time? So I'm still waiting for that aha moment where I go, forget it, let's just do it. I'm just not quite there yet. But I keep thinking about it.
all good. I mean, yeah, okay. Matt Marshall, Andrew Barkis, right? Those are your guys that are elected.
Yeah, but I like them. I actually like them. That's great. I think this Senate seat is also up.
Yeah, so Andrew Barkis did not have a challenger. No, in 2026 he had an independent challenger. 2024 he did not have a challenger.
Well, this is 2026.
Oh, okay, so he does not have a challenger.
Yeah, I actually like him up there.
Okay, so then what would you consider running for?
It would be the Senate, not the legislator, now that I say that. Because gotcha. He's an older guy, I think, who's been there for quite a while. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to say that he's doing a bad job because I quite honestly haven't done a lot of checking. He said all the right things to me when I was there, right? But he's also very complacent in the fact that he knows that there's not a lot of power that they have, right, as Republicans. And I think that that's a little different for us, right? I mean, well, it's a lot different for us, is we're not beholden to either one. So if the Democrats were to actually pull some legislation out that made sense, then I wouldn't be opposed to it. Whereas a Republican, would they be opposed to it even if it made sense?
Yeah, but the thing is, you have to look at it like this. It's like, we're not Republicans.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
It's just about getting the message out there.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So as of right now, he does not have a challenger.
Yeah.
So
that's the.
I'm not saying you have to do it in state Senate. Yeah.
I think it might be.
It's a 4-year term, so he's not even up.
Oh, it's not. That one's not. Oh, I thought that one was up.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. I don't want to go up against the ones that are in there. I really like Barkis and I really like the other one, I can't think of his name.
Matt
And he
Marshall.
actually, yeah, Matt, he actually got put on a health board. He's actually the only doctor in the legislature, and he got put on a board as the ranking member, um, for healthcare stuff. So again, hopefully he can talk some sense into them when it's needed.
Yeah, well, maybe we just focus on Glenn's race.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now 2027, I got some that I'm interested in for 2027 because there's literally one position in the fire district that's like completely wide open. Like nobody's in there now at all. So
Okay.
they're going to run that in 2027. And then that's actually a 6-year term, but it's up in 2029. So it would just be filled for 2 years. And then it would be regular cycle 2029. So fun stuff.
Yep. Fire district is tough for me. Just because in a lot of areas the fire department is also a part of EMS.
Yeah.
It's fire EMS. You know, I would like to see a more voluntary system. And what I've found with doing research in the fire departments is their pensions are based on their last 2 years of salary. So what happens in their last 2 years is they're given a ton of overtime to boost their pay. So then their pension when they retire is way up high. And
Oh,
that's like typical. And it happens all across the country.
interesting.
Yeah. With the
That's such an
exception of
interesting.
volunteer fire departments.
Yeah, that's such an interesting idea because it's like a catch 22. It's like, do they deserve it? But then that's kind of screwing the system all at the same time.
Well, yeah, you know, it's making it to where property taxes have to
Right.
keep going up. They have to keep paying the pensions, and they're paying them after 20 years, and then they're going and getting other jobs after they retire
Right.
with full pensions at, 6 figures plus, and then going and getting other jobs because if you started when you were 20, after 20 years, you're 40.
Right.
It's crazy. So right now we're dealing with, in Pacific County, we're dealing with um, the county commissioners took the jail from the sheriff, gave it to a guy named Richard Byrd, and he retired from the military after 20 years. He just retired from Grays Harbor. He was a sheriff there, right? He just retired from Grays Harbor, and then now he is the manager of the jail. So he's got 2 pensions already, and now he's collecting a 6-figure salary managing the jail. And he is running for sheriff in the county. So,
Wow.
guys
He,
making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year on the taxpayers' back. Yep.
it's so funny because it never really occurred to me. I mean, it has, but not really. I mean, to think that all of these people that get paid, I mean, by the government, like, I don't know that we always put that together. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're a government employee, you are paid by the taxpayers, right? But you walk into a government facility, and if you look at one sideways and in the wrong way, and they decide that they don't like it, they're going to run you out as if it's, you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, they act like they're, oh, sorry. I just had a crazy revelation. That's all. I don't like the way that you get treated by them.
Yeah, they're
If they
supposed to
piss
work
you
for us, right?
off, and we're the one paying their salary. But we're told when you walk in, like, be respectful and all this, but they can treat you any way they want because they're government employees.
Yeah, and then they say, "Oh, those are just the rules," even though they don't make sense. I've had so many government employees tell me that, planning department employees tell me, "Yeah, I agree with you, and I'm really sorry. That doesn't make any sense, but these are the rules."
Right. And if you push too hard, you get blackballed.
Yep.
Like, do you know how hard it is to get a permit passed through once they don't like you?
Probably really hard.
Really
But
hard.
see, in Pacific County, like I've had to apply for 2 different permits. It's minimum 9 months each permit. Minimum. They have timelines on everything. Septic study. They have wastewater study. They have traffic studies. They have like, and everything doesn't happen simultaneously. No, you finish the traffic study, and then you finish the wastewater study, and then it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. My
Makes
aunt and
no
uncle,
sense.
yeah, my aunt and uncle have been trying to build on a piece of property that they bought over in like near home on the coast, like in Gig Harbor, on the waterfront. And they've been trying to build for 2 years, and something cute, like they have not even broken ground yet.
Are you sure they bought it, or are they renting it from the government?
Right. Might as well be, I guess. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah,
I
I
know
don't
it.
know. I don't know. It's crazy. And, I don't think that people realize, I think that that's another thing. Like, people don't realize just how controlled we are by all of it, and how much your hands are tied and you can't do things that they don't want you to do. They're the ones that make all of these rules, and we're just over here twiddling our little fingers going, what are you supposed to do? People don't get mad enough. And I don't know how to get people angry enough to take action, right? Like there's the initiatives are like for the sheriff, those things are
Yep.
passing. They passed the Senate. Now they're on to the House. And what everybody's going to sit back and bitch and moan and groan. But how many people have stopped to email or call or even just go into the site and say no, or I can never remember what it is until I'm in there, but the pro or con, like how many people have even, like, you're mad, you spend all your time online complaining, take 5 minutes and go do this. But we can't pull ourselves off of social media long enough to do what needs to be done.
I didn't do it.
Dad.
I didn't even know I could. What are you talking about? Why didn't you remind me?
So I've been talking about how do you to go in there and comment on it.
Yeah, I'm kind of the opinion that the whole system needs to burn down. So, and get people riled up. There's all kinds of people in my local groups in Pacific County that are riled up right now because my current sheriff is super popular, and he would be decertified with those rules because he didn't have any law enforcement. However, he's, was in the Coast Guard for years, an officer in the Coast Guard, and there's so many of his deputies and people in the community are like, yeah, well, guess what? The other sheriffs before him sucked, had no leadership abilities, didn't listen to their constituents, and he's the first one that's actually listening and doing things that matter, and he doesn't qualify.
Right.
So, anyways.
Yeah, that's crazy. They don't like Swank, that's for damn sure. So, they'll get him out immediately. But what are we gonna do to stop it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I agree with you. I mean, it feels hopeless. I mean, that's all I ever feel these days is hopelessness. Like, I don't know how to get people riled up to stand up and do anything.
It'll happen. We just got to keep running candidates, and there's people stepping up, and Glenn, we have to just keep putting it out there, and it will grow. What was that movie? Field of Dreams, right? If you build it, they will come.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what we have to do. We have to build it. So.
Yeah. Yeah. What I heard, like somebody said to me yesterday, it's like we have to do the 95% so that last 5%, then the people will get involved. And I agree, but we could really use We could really use some people. I could use some people smarter than myself to, help me with the online stuff. And I'm never opposed to being the dumbest person in the room. Okay. So
Well,
I want to learn.
we do have a solid list of people, and
Yeah.
maybe we should reach out. Like, um, what was that gentleman's name? Michael Menike.
Menike.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, he's a assistant prosecutor.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we get him on to talk about criminal justice reform?
Right.
You know what I mean? There are people on that list that we can interview and we can
Right.
get on board, and that's what we should really be doing is
Right.
reach out to them. So I can do that. I could reach out to Michael. I've talked to him multiple times. Herb, he's ran for office in Seattle before. Get him on board.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Yeah. Yeah. I just got to stop and take time to call. It's hard to take time to call when you're so busy doing everything else during the day. So I just
oh,
need to
I
get better
understand.
at it. So,
Yeah. Well, I'm on my own next week, so I have to call someone.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise,
Don't flap in the wind like I did.
you did
Yeah.
great, but
Yeah, it's kind of fun just to go off on a rant, right? And not have
yeah,
anybody to stop me, but then it's like there's nobody to stop me.
nice.
Like, whoa, hold the phone a minute, Tony. Okay, can we look at this really quick? I know that we only have like two minutes left, but I want to ask if you know what some of this means because so when you're looking at this, so this is where people can go in, right? Right here, you can send a comment to your legislator. You can even
Yep.
sign up to testify if you're super passionate about it. Get notifications about the specific bill. But so this is one of them here. But so this passed the Senate as well. I think that this is the one that non-citizens can actually be law enforcement. And so it passed the Senate. And so this one is now in the House. And I don't see. So like they don't have a hearing set up, it looks like yet. But what does this mean? What is rules? Do you know what that means? Rules suspended by chance? I've never looked that up to see what that means.
No.
Okay. Oops. No, stop. Okay. Yeah, so I was actually hoping that I didn't realize that it didn't have on here what the next hearing was. Because it would be, we should be commenting, I guess, to tell them no. Because if they don't hear it from us, where are they going to hear it from? I mean, like, do they really think that they're sitting up there doing, think about this, right? All of our algorithms, like mine in my Facebook page is very positive oriented. I barely see any news anymore in it because I was sick and tired of it. I couldn't take it anymore. And so I changed my algorithm. So I don't see those things. What are the chances of the people that are making these votes seeing anything different than positive support? If we're not telling them that we don't agree, are they honestly seeing that we don't agree? Probably not. I mean, the way that algorithms work and the way that everything works today, if we're not making our voices heard and we're not saying it out loud specifically to them, they don't know because nobody sees the same things. And I keep saying
Correct.
that. But, I've asked people that are super, super pro ICE, do you see this? Do you see people being drugged out of their cars that are U.S. citizens and being beaten as they're saying, I'm a U.S. citizen? And are you seeing that? And then they just let them go and walk away as they've, beaten the crap out of these people. And then they just get in their cars and go. Or they're leaving cars on the side of the road because running sometimes where they've pulled the people out of the car and they drag them off. And I'm like, do you see those things? They don't even believe that that is happening because they don't see it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, our algorithms have really screwed us.
Yeah, I know. I get it. I'm on Reels and I see comedy and I see cabins and I see fishing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
more comedy.
Right. Exactly. So, I mean, if we're not telling them in a way that is structured for them to see it, they're not going to see it. So we really need to do a better job of speaking up with that idea in our head that they don't know. They literally probably only see the people that are agreeing with them.
Interesting. Maybe, yeah. So we should probably do a better job. Let me think about and brainstorm how we can do it, and we can talk about it tomorrow
Okay. Yeah,
because we're
because I
over our
think it's
time. But
important,
yeah,
So, okay, we're gonna take it out from there and just leave that hanging.
awesome. All
So
right.
we
Thanks, Tony.
will